I belong to a lot of Facebook groups. You know what pisses me off the most? Especially, well, mostly the AVR groups. Um, like, it all really starts when, you're choosing an AVR. Let's, uh, let's just hypothetically say that, you're a Denon guy. Or maybe you're an Anthem guy. Or maybe you're a Pioneer guy, which can't really be a Pioneer guy anymore because Pioneer isn't really building anything except for its sister companies like Onkyo and Integra. And, you know, now this is Facebook. This isn't YouTube. And I haven't really discovered this on YouTube quite a bit. But there's a lot of bashing on equipment. Like, oh, I wouldn't use that piece of shit. I'd use this and that and the other thing. Well, not everybody has that budget. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you buy a TX, I don't even know the model number, like a 6100, Onkyo, or maybe you buy the 105 Pioneer because that's kind of the money that you've got, kicking around, and then you decide to go with like bookshelf speakers and maybe a sub or something like that because that's the money you have. Well, I'm going to tell you a little secret. You probably have an awesome little setup. And as you grow in the hobby, if you do grow in the hobby, you may improve this and you may improve that and you may, discover this and you may discover that. And, it all boils down to what your end game is. And what I mean by end game is like, do you just want a simple system for you and your wife and your children to enjoy television a little bit better? Or do you, want this psycho, amazing craziness theater system that'll blow your neighbors away? Next question is, are you a jewelry guy? Are you the guy that has to have the biggest and the baddest and the best of everything? Because let me tell you a little secret. You're never going to find it. It doesn't exist. Simply because the whole game, the whole hobby, the whole sphere of it all is subjective. I'll give you an example. If I were to create a home theater system tomorrow, just simple and out of the back of my head, I would go with an Onkyo RZ50. I would also go with a power amp. I would also buy all clip speakers. Maybe I'd buy the R7s, maybe I'd stick to the 8000s. And then I'd keep them small all the way around and maybe buy some Atmos speakers or some in-ceiling speakers. And I'd be at a fair dollar. Now that's if I could afford it all in one afternoon, because it's going to take me a week to install it if I'm going with in-ceilings, or it's going to take me a day to install it if I'm just going with a standard scenario situation. Never mind subwoofers, stuff like that. But I think what people got to realize that are starting off in this hobby is you don't need the bigger, badder, best thing of all at the beginning. You need what works for you. I mean, I'd actually even start with a 2-channel scenario, where you have 2 speakers and you have an AVR, and that beats the shit out of a soundbar and kicks the ever-living shit out of your TV speakers. And you can possibly listen to music. Most of these AVRs have streaming services. They're not that good, but they're good enough. And if you have an Apple TV, you could probably stream from Apple. I mean, if you could stream from YouTube, you could do all kinds of things. I guess the point is you don't have to have the bigger, badder, better, this or that. Now, let's dissect what I just said, okay? Let's dissect what I just said. Let's see where people can beat me up on what I just said. I fucking hate Onkyo. Okay. So what do you suggest? Well, I hate Klipsch. Okay. Well, what do you suggest? Because I've just been beaten up twice. You know what I mean? But like, what do you suggest? I'm going to tell you right now, I don't really listen to suggestions. My ears listen to the suggestions. I have demoed speakers, I have demoed amplifiers, I have demoed this, and I've backtalked and maybe smashed a couple of components in my life because I'm not a fan of certain things. Um, would I bash somebody that had a Polk audio system? No. Would I bash somebody that had a KEF system? No, but I'd hope you have a really powerful amplifier because you're going to need it. Or a power amp for that matter, because you're going to need it. Is the sound going to be good? Yeah, the sound will be great. The sound will be what you like. And if you like KEF speakers, then go with the KEF speakers. Like, for sure. Now, it's like Bose, no highs, no lows, must be Bose. Well, I'm going to tell you a little secret, man. Bose is on top of the world with headphones, with little carry around speakers, with all kinds of stuff. They've turned themselves into a giant. There are still people out there that search out the 901 Bose speakers. I have some 301s, I have some 201Vs. They're the bassiest little speakers I've ever heard. I think more so the 201Vs. Well, the 301Vs are, 301 Series 3 are pretty good too. Am I going to let somebody bash Bose to me? No. I know the difference. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, Bose, no highs, no lows. Would I put them in my home theater? They were in my home theater for a long time when I was younger. You know what I mean? And then I just, I kept upgrading and upgrading and upgrading, and it didn't happen overnight. It took time. So, like, this is a patience game. Start off with a 2-channel, kicks the shit out of your soundbar, and then add on, and then maybe upgrade your AVR. You can always sell your old one on Marketplace or move it into your bedroom for that matter. Depending on what kind of a house and what kind of listening and what kind of TV watching you do. I am just sick and tired of people bashing or judging people on what they have. You know what I mean? I like to make a home theater system all the same dB rating. 92 to 98, somewhere in there. That's about as close as you can get. I use JBL. I use Klipsch. I use, those are the only two in the downstairs one. Upstairs, I've got, the Transpulse that I reviewed a little while ago, and I've got some Klipsch sides and some Klipsch rears, and that keeps it in the 92 to 95 dB rating, and it's running off the RZ50. Now, I wanted the RZ50 just because it's a processor or has the power to process. And just like my Pioneer, it has the power to process because someday I might want to upgrade. And I like to keep things future-proof. So it's all 2.1 HDMI, and that keeps it future-proof. So the truth is what's that word that Andrew Robinson uses? A FOMO, the fear of missing out. The fear of missing out. Stop having that fucking fear of missing out. What you are doing, what you are building, if you are doing the research, is 100% correct. And just keep doing what you're doing. And ask people on the internet, what should I do here? Like, there's lots of reviewers that have lots of answers, but there's also guys like me that have done this and, experienced this and was like, I don't like that. No, geez, this would work better. And I have a variety of speakers, a variety of different things. And I just test them out and try them and what sounds better and what's this. I just pulled my KG 5.2s out of my home theater system. Why? Because I wanted to try them in 2-channel. What did I put in its place? I put another set of clips, 82Fs or something like that. And they're great too, Um, just keep trying things. Don't give up. And don't listen to all these guys that say you've got to have this and you've got to have this and this is the best and this is the best and this is the best. You know what the best is? The best is A, what you can afford, B, what you like in the store as a demo, and C, the smile on your face after you've set it up. That's what the best is. If you can get a smile on your face after you set it up, and not go over to your buddy's place that's a doctor or a lawyer and he's got all this and all that because he probably didn't build it himself. He probably hired it out to somebody to build it. You are building this yourself. Be yourself. Use your own ears to decide what you like. Trust me on that one. Trust me on that one. The journey, that's the greatest part of the journey. It's not getting A to B, it's what's in between it all. Anyway, that's just my opinion. You guys have a great day. VSP is out. If you like my video, like and subscribe. I got 100 subscribers the other day. I'm pretty excited.